think Senator Kennedy's the first one here. John, go ahead.
I'm next?
Yeah, we got the first two on here, so you're
Okay.
sorry.
A charitable interpretation of what Senator Schumer is planning to do does not exist. It doesn't. He is going to either make a motion to table or to dismiss the work done by the U.S. House of Representatives. In our 200-plus year history, we have had 21 public officials impeached by the United States House of Representatives. We in the Senate have held trials in all but 3. In 3 instances, we dismissed the charges because the officials resigned. The other incident, we dismissed the charges because it involved a senator, and we did not believe we had the authority to hold an impeachment of a senator.
Senator John Kennedy just said what we are all thinking, throwing absolute lightning directly at Chuck Schumer on the Senate floor. Talk about a reality check. Schumer is trying to establish a dangerous, sneaky little shortcut to sweep the House impeachment articles completely under the rug, without a single second of a trial, just because the truth is politically inconvenient. I mean, seriously, it is a total betrayal of the rules, U.S. history, and the American people. Let's strip away the political jargon for a second and look at what is actually happening here.
Now, those are the facts. I fully expect Senator Schumer to try to muddy up the water, to try to make it look deep. But this is really very simple. We're either going to follow Senate custom, Senate rules, and Senate history, or we are not. And if he chooses, and if he may have the votes to do it, but if he chooses to dismiss these impeachment articles without so much as a trial, as if it were just spam in the Democrats' inbox, it'll be further evidence that under this administration, the Senate has been rotting from within. Rotting from within. Under this administration, we don't do a budget anymore. The leadership just gets together and writes a bill. Sometimes they cut the budget bill, the omnibus, in 2 and make it 2 mini bills, but still does the same thing. This is just one more step. I mean, what are we here for? Impeaching a public official by the United States House of Representatives after months and months and months of investigation and witnesses, and then taking a vote, is one of the most solemn acts that the House can do. And Senator Schumer is just going to dismiss that? Not even hold a trial? Because he thinks he has the votes and it's politically expedient? Isn't that special? And every one of you here know that if Republicans were doing the same thing, you would be catatonic and foaming at the mouth. And that's what Chuck's doing. And it is wrong. And we're going to do everything we can to stop it. Now, originally, Senator Schumer had planned to do this on a Thursday, when everybody is trying to get back to their districts. Isn't that special? Wonder why he picked a Thursday. We have asked, and I understand the Speaker, I understand it's public now, the Speaker, we asked him to delay sending over the articles until Monday, to at least give us a full week. We'll see if Senator Schumer honors the extra time. This is unconscionable, people. This ranks right up there with getting rid of the filibuster. We're either going to have a United States Senate as set up by our founders or we're not. And that's what's going on here.
Impeachment isn't just some casual political press release. It's one of the most serious, heavy-duty tools the Constitution gives the House of Representatives to hold powerful people accountable. The House spent months doing the grunt work, investigating, interviewing witnesses, and building a case. Normally, when that happens, the Senate is required by its own rules and American history to hold a trial. But Chuck Schumer is essentially looking at the paperwork and saying, you know what? I have the votes to dismiss this, so let's just pretend it never happened. Wait, what? Why should you or I care about this? Because the Senate is supposed to be the place where hot political drama cools down and gets weighed against facts and laws. When the leadership decides to skip a trial just because they can, they're basically turning a solemn constitutional duty into a matter of pure political convenience. Senator Kennedy pointed out that this is part of a much bigger, uglier trend in Washington. We see it when they skip the budget process and pass massive, thousands of pages long spending bills at midnight. Bypassing a trial is just the latest example of a ruling class that treats the rules like obstacles instead of safeguards for our liberty. Let's look at the actual facts of how the Senate has always operated, because the history here is wild. In the entire history of the United States, the House has impeached 21 public officials. Do you know how many times the Senate has actually held a trial? In every single case except 4. Wow! And in those 4 cases, 3 of the guys resigned before the trial could start, and the 4th was a senator where the Senate realized it didn't even have the jurisdiction to try him. So, mathematically speaking, every single time an official stayed in office, the Senate did its job and held a trial. Skipping it now completely breaks centuries of American tradition. Kennedy also pointed out a massive double standard that we all know is true. He notes that if a conservative majority tried to just erase impeachment articles without a trial, the mainstream media and the political establishment would be absolutely catatonic. They'd be calling it the end of democracy on every evening news channel. But when it suits the current majority, suddenly it's just called saving time. Seriously? The main argument you'll hear from people defending Schumer is that a trial is just an unnecessary political theater because everyone already knows there aren't enough votes to convict. But think about how dangerous that logic is. By that standard, should we cancel a criminal court case if the jury pool looks biased? Should we stop debating laws entirely whenever one party has a clear majority? Of course not. The process is the protection. The trial is where the evidence gets put on the record and where the public actually gets transparency. By the way, if you appreciate breaking down these issues with actual facts and logic instead of the usual media talking points, take a quick second to hit that subscribe button. We keep the focus on the Constitution and common sense every single week, and I'd love to have you along for the ride. The real danger here is the long-term precedent. If Schumer gets away with this, he changes the game forever. Future majorities of either party are going to use this exact same blueprint to protect their own people from accountability. They are trading long-term institutional stability for short-term political win. Why stop with skipping trials? Let's just replace the Senate floor with a smartphone app where politicians can just swipe left or right on the Constitution from the comfort of their donor dinners. It would save a ton on the electric bill, and honestly, it would be a whole lot more transparent. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments. I'll see you on the next episode of Congress Showdown.